Okay, I'm gonna show you how to make bread, the French bread that I make. I don't really measure stuff, but for the purposes of trying to help you guys duplicate it, what you want is about 3 cups of warm water. This is not hot, but warm. Add that to your mixer. Okay, then add 1 large spoonful of sugar. Okay, that's probably about a tablespoon. Okay, just kind of sprinkle that in. Okay, then you're gonna add. Okay, then you're gonna add one of these Italian salad dressing mixes, which basically has sugar, salt, garlic powder, onion. So it's just got some flavorings in there. I add one of these for every batch. If you're gonna, and by the way, I'm expecting to make two large loaves. Okay, so go ahead and sprinkle that Italian seasoning around. It'll mix in with the tablespoon of sugar you added. Okay, and then you'll add enough yeast to go around the surface, which is probably about 2 tablespoons. I'll show you. Okay, so here's my yeast. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it around the top. Yeah, that's probably about 2 tablespoons right there. And just let it sit. Let it enjoy the hot tub with all of the other seasonings. Let it sit for maybe 5-10 minutes. You should see it start to bubble and stuff like that. That's what you need to do. Okay, so you can see the yeast is all bubbled up. I probably let it go a little bit too long, but it doesn't need to get anywhere this set. So now we've got flour. That's the next thing. And so we start out with 3 cups of water. So you need to do, let's start out with 3 cups of flour. Okay, here's 3 cups of flour. All right, that's nowhere near enough, so let's do another 3. Okay, here's another 3 cups of flour. So you got 3 cups of water to start with, 6 cups of flour. Let's mix that up and see how it goes. All right, so we're mixing up that 6 cups of flour with a 3-cup water yeast mixture. You do need to add a little bit of olive oil, so let's do that. All right, so we got the olive oil. I usually just go blip, blip, that's good. That's probably about 1/8 of a cup. 1/4 of a cup max. Just enough to kind of give a little bit of oil. All right, so you can see that the dough is kind of, it's no longer sticking to the edge, the outside edge. So you know you've got enough flour. Mix this up for a few minutes. You can see on the bottom, it is actually sticking a little bit. So let's try adding another cup of flour. Okay, so we're gonna add 1 more cup of flour slowly. See if we can get that dough to firm up just a little bit more. There we go, that's a lot better as far as it sticking together. That's about the right consistency where it starts to really ball up like that. Okay, that's enough flour. So start with 3 cups of water, 6 cups of flour plus 1, so 7 cups of flour when it's all said and done. Okay, that's mixed up good enough. We're going to turn it off. Now we're going to put it out onto a big sheet so we can start kneading it a little bit. Right, so now we're going to put some flour on this cookie sheet, kind of spread it out, get your hands floured up a little bit. Then you're going to take the dough out of the bowl and put it on top of the flour. All right, so we've got this dough. Kind of work that flour in because it's going to be a little sticky. So you want it to not be quite as sticky. Okay, I like to kind of put it into a little bit of a rectangle.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
All right, so we've got a rectangle. All right, so you take a cube of butter, put it in a bowl, and then you put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. You want it to be totally melted, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that butter mixture and you're gonna spread it out over the bread once it's in the loaves. Yep. Okay, so the mixture that we did is actually gonna be for 3 loaves. Okay, it's just a little too much for 2. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna spray the pan. This 3rd loaf we'll do in just a normal bread pan. Okay, so this will be our normal bread. Let's give it just a little bit more. Just form this into a loaf. Let it go. Put it in here. Okay. And this one. We're going to form into a French bread loaf. Film the food, not me.
I'm filming both of you.
All right, so you got your 2 French breads, your normal loaf. You may think, oh, that's not very much dough for this. It'll fill in, because what you're gonna do is you take this butter, and it's pretty warm. It just came out of the microwave, melting it. You're gonna very generously give it a good coat of butter. Same with the French breads. Now, the problem with this is if you do too much, it's gonna leak all over your oven. It's gonna get smoky. You don't wanna do that. So you wanna just don't do it as much. It still will drip down. So what I'll do is I'll put a clean cookie sheet on the rack below the bread to kind of catch it so that it doesn't like actually go in your oven and get your oven all gross out on the bottom. Okay, so once you've got this thing coated in butter, so I'll put some sesame seeds on there. That's optional, you don't need to do any of that. Garlic powder, also optional. Just whatever you feel like doing, you know. Get garlic bread. We'll get some parsley. Put parsley on there. Get a little bit of color.
Pretty.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna go in the oven. So then you put it in an oven that's preheated at 375, and I'll set a timer for 20 minutes, and then I'll just keep an eye on it, make sure it's nice and brown. You don't want it to be light, because it won't. In the middle will be a little bit doughy, so you want it to be kind of a dark brown almost, so it'll bake all the way through. Okay, now that I've got the oven preheated, these have risen quite a bit. That's the right size. We've got it set at 375. We're going to put all 3 loaves in here. And then we're going to let that cook for 20 minutes. Okay, this is the color you're looking for. Kind of a dark, medium brown, toasted. And if you want, you can add a little bit more butter at the top. Just give it a little bit more flavor. That's what I like to do. Fill in the cracks. Okay. Let it cool for a little bit more and then you're good to go. That's it.